Hey loves, welcome back to another Talk with Tyy Tuesday. I'm so glad for you to join me today. Today is Earth Day and I really wanted to slow things down and share a message that's been on my heart because the truth is we talk about self-care, healing, and protecting our peace, but we don't always talk about how deeply our peace is connected to the earth, as well as how healing doesn't always come from within, but sometimes it often comes from around us. And nature is the original healer, the original home, and the original reminder that we're already enough. So today, let's talk about how the earth holds us, heals us, and how we can show up for her in return. I know for me personally, a lot of the moments where I truly felt calm and like my nervous system was at peace were when I was sitting out in nature. So whether a beach, on a walk, or just sitting under the sun, or even just watching and listening to the rain, because the earth holds a healing frequency and we were never meant to live disconnected from it, but life happens and we get caught up in screens, schedules, and survival mode at times. And although we have these daily distractions and struggles, the moment that we return to nature, something in us settles, and it's not just a feeling, but it's literally science. The trees release phytoncides, which are natural oils that lower stress hormones. The sunlight increases serotonin and regulates your circadian rhythm, and putting your feet in the dirt or grass, which is also called earthing, balances your body's electrical charge. So the earth isn't just beautiful, but it's also medicinal. And one of the biggest things that the earth teaches us as well is presence, and everything in nature happens in divine timing. Trees don't rush to bloom, flowers don't force themselves open, and yet somehow we do. And that's why grounding is so important, not just for anxiety or stress, but for remembering who you are. So some ways that you can ground yourself with nature can be taking a barefoot walk in the grass, which is something that I personally love to do. You can also lay under the sun with no distractions. You can hug a tree, and I know it sounds cliche, but trust me, it's definitely beneficial and you'll feel amazing after doing it. You can journal outside or even just sit and listen to a bird song or the wind or the sound of nature. And you can even watch the water move, so the oceans, rivers, or even the rain, because water reminds us to flow. One of my favorite practices lately has been just opening up the window in the morning and breathing in the fresh air before I do anything else. Sometimes I'll just stare out my window for like a good couple of minutes because it just helps me to be at a peaceful state of mind. It helps me to be present, and it's honestly very relaxing. So usually no pressure, just letting my body connect with the world before my mind kicks in. So this is also your reminder that nature isn't separate from you, but you are nature. And when you reconnect with the earth, you reconnect with your body, your rhythm, and your truth. And it is sad because as much as Mother Nature gives, she's also been hurting due to climate change, pollution, fast fashion, overconsumption, and it's all taking a huge toll. And so, no, we're not going to be able to save the world overnight, of course, but healing is definitely a two-way street. And if the earth is pouring into us, we have to be able to make sure that we're giving back. So some small ways that you can care for the planet with love and intention is using reusable items over disposable when you can. You can also support brands that use eco-conscious packaging or ethical practices, which there are so many options. You can also reduce waste, and not just plastic, but also food, water, and energy. You can also do so by picking up litter, because even one piece is one less thing that's harming nature. And I stopped littering so long ago. I just never saw the point in it. Even if you are somewhere where you don't see a trash, you can literally just hold it until you find the nearest one. But you can also share your lifestyle, so your content, your voice, and that alone can also help to inspire others. I like to think of the earth as our home for the time being on this planet, so it's so important that we care for where we live. And not only that, but you can also think of the earth as your friend. So how are you showing up in that friendship? And a good way to determine this is by asking yourself if you're listening to earth's needs. So are you protecting earth's boundaries? Are you expressing gratitude? And this isn't necessarily about being perfect, but about being present, because our collective effort matters. So on this Earth Day, I invite you to come back to yourself by coming back to the earth. So let the earth remind you that you are enough, that slowing down is sacred, that your cycles, your softness, your stillness are a part of something much bigger. So go outside, touch some grass, thank the wind, drink your tea near a window, recycle something, speak kindly to the ground that you walk on. And not just today with it being Earth Day, but every single day, because healing ourselves and healing the planet are not separate. The earth is our mirror and she's asking us to come home. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for choosing softness, and thank you for choosing to care. If this message touched you, share it with someone you love. Happy Earth Day. Stay grounded, stay glowing, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Peace out and much love.